Hello there, I'm Kate Miles from the Mind Body Reset, and I'm here today to talk to you about fears and phobias. Now, fear is part of our natural survival mechanism, and so in situations when we are in danger, it is useful for us to feel fear and take appropriate action. A phobia, however, is an irrational fear, in essence, a fear without an actual beneficial reason. Phobias are far more common than many people realise. It is estimated that more than 10% of the population have some kind of irrational fear. People with phobias experience unwanted responses to animals, insects, objects, actions, or places, etc. The physical reaction experienced is triggered by a stress response. People often describe themselves as being paralysed with fear, having butterflies in their stomach, or just wanting to run away from whatever is triggering them. Those with phobias often know that their response is irrational, making it harder to understand or accept. People often manage their phobias on a day-to-day basis by avoiding their triggers, which is fine for a while, especially if you are not faced with your fear very often. But if your phobias are altering the way you live and your life is diminishing as a consequence, then this is definitely a point of concern. So how do people get phobias? An irrational fear of something is a learned behaviour, either from a parent, a carer, or through a traumatic experience such as a turbulent flight or a dog attack. As young children, we learn about fears consciously and unconsciously by what we experience in life and what we witness around us. So if a parent is frightened of spiders and the child sees this, then the message that spiders are a threat is implanted into the child's brain, leading to them having the same reaction to spiders. Over time, this fear message can become reinforced and repeated. Exposure is likely to compound the fear and make it worse. Fears of this nature are hard to control. We generally cannot talk ourselves out of the feelings and symptoms that ensue. Our unconscious mind is in charge here, and it will act to keep you safe. So if it has any reason to believe you are in danger, no matter how low the risk, it will react as if your life is in jeopardy, and so the instinctive response is triggered. We may, however, be able to talk ourselves through the situation, such as with a feel the fear and do it anyway approach, but this doesn't necessarily mean we'll be fine next time. The fact that we felt terrified whilst we took said action may even reinforce our unconscious the gravity of the situation. So what can be done about phobias? Cognitive behavioural therapy, along with desensitization therapy, which gradually exposes you to your fear in a bid to show you that you are safe and that you have nothing to fear, is an option. But for many people, this will re-stimulate the trauma and so magnify the situation. Hypnotherapy is also used, and whilst you are in a relaxed state, this may try to explore how your fear became triggered. That, however, can also be traumatic, as you may, to some extent, relive the experience. But what if you don't want to talk about it all that much? Perhaps you understandably don't want to relive it all again. Maybe you've tried all this and it didn't work, or perhaps you don't even know what started it. So you have nothing to pin your therapeutic hopes on. There is another way. There is a form of therapy not totally dissimilar to hypnosis called sonomentology, which is a blend of hypnotherapy, guided visualizations, and lucid dreaming, which allows you to unravel your emotional clutter as well as your deeper traumas from a dreamlike state where a metaphorical story unravels, which allows you to clear or neutralize the trigger memories, be they known or unknown, without you needing to knowingly revisit them. So the experience is very low to non-traumatic, and therefore it is able to deal with the root cause in a far more gentle and palatable way. But what fears can we help with? The most common phobias seen by therapists are fear of confined spaces, dentists, dogs, flying, fear of heights, needles, pregnancy, sickness, spiders, and fear of water. So how do you treat phobias? You may choose one-to-one treatment, either face-to-face or remotely, or you may prefer a small group setting. Either way, we slowly and gently diffuse each layer of trauma and concern over a number of sessions, even if others in your group don't have the same phobia. This process will help you, the individual, to neutralize your trigger trauma or traumas, so you can start to feel freer from the limitations of the past, begin to cope better in your own symptomatic trigger situations, and consequently get on with living a far happier and therefore also healthier life from now on and into the future. If you'd like to chat about how the mind-body reset may be able to help your phobias and health concerns, then please DM me to ask a question or set up a video call. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. Goodbye.